Oh my goodness, nobody should be losing a game like this. So we got for the white pieces, Gerasimov against Smyslov against the black pieces. And this is a game in 1935. This is not in our era. I'm glad it's not in our era. Let's go to this game right quick. So let's start this game right quick. So we got d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, e3, e6, bishop d3, and then c5. And we're trying to play some little collie defense on the white side. We're playing some queen pawn collie defense. So that's why they played b3. After b3, which is stopping c4, the next move is usually knight c6 from the black pieces. After knight c6, bishop b2, bishop d6, and we got some little normal position, some queen's pawn opening. Who cares? We got the fee and kettle bishop right here. We got our bishop at d3, aiming at this h7 pawn just in case if they castle. And then we got this knight on f3, staying posted for real, attacking these two squares, the e5 and the d4 square. And then for the black pieces, they got the little center control going on here. They got their knight on f6, they got their knight on c6 after they pushed up the c pawn, and then they got their bishop at d6. Nothing seriously have happened here, but it's very solid right now. So let's just continue on. What happened next after this? White's next move is castle kingside. After castle kingside, queen c7, which is an inaccuracy. Why is this an inaccuracy? Let me make sure that I know my stuff. So the best move for black to do was c takes d4. I'm not going to go all into it. That's computer moves. We're back in 1935. Who cares about computers? After that move was played, we got white playing a3. After a3, b6, c4, attacking the center, and then bishop b7. Another inaccuracy by black. What is the purpose of this? Why is the computer hating on black right now? That's crazy. They did not get the message. So after knight c3, a6, and then what is that move? No, it's white's move. Rook e1. I was like, black can't do rook e1. Rook e1 is an inaccuracy on the white side now. So they're both like giving each other points back. Nothing too much is happening right now. We got a lot of tension going on in the center. And I know a lot of beginners would like to just take pawns and just get through with all the tension and trade all the pieces off. And then, just play an ending game and one of you lose. But with the grandmasters and stronger players, they want to keep the tension going on and make sure when they trading off pieces, they're going into a winning position. So you should just steer clear of just trading off pieces just because. There should be a purpose of why you're trading off pieces. You think you're going to win in that variation. You're thinking, oh snap, I can overwhelm my opponent into making a mistake in that variation. Don't just trade off pieces for no reason at all. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Black decided to play c takes d4. After c takes d4, e takes d4. Pieces are getting exchanged now. All the pieces were developed. Kingside castle by the black pieces. After that, we got a knight a4. For some reason, white decided to put the knight on the edge, and then bishop f4 was played. Another inaccuracy by black. Let's just say that black is doing a little bit more inaccuracies than white was doing. But white decided to do the big blunder in this position by doing knight e5. Why is this a big blunder? Could you tell me the reason why? Give me an understanding of why this is a big blunder. Let me get out your way. I don't need my big head in your way. Just look at it right quick. What's going on here? What's the purpose? Why is this a blunder? Knight e5. Find it for me. Pause the position right now and find out the blunder. Put it in the comments, please. So white's best move was g3 before playing knight e5. That was a horrible move. g3 was the best move. After knight e5 was played, we got we got d takes c4, b takes c4, got the advantage, knight takes e5, d takes e5, queen c6, threatening checkmate. Let me get my stick out. Threatening checkmate on the g2 square. Now, how is white going to stop this checkmate? What can white do? Well, after queen c6, we got another big blunder by the white pieces. Bishop f1, and f3 was the best move in that position. Now, let's talk about this. When we start doing backward moves like that, when we start, what is it called? Going backwards from development, like underdeveloping our pieces, putting our pieces back on the first rank of the position, just know that you might be in a winning position. That's your trigger or your spidey sense to be more aggressive. Try to find a winning move, because in the computer sense, hey, they already have concrete moves that can win your position if your opponent starts doing backward moves. So what can we do after this? The sad part is black didn't do the best move. They did rook f d8, even though the best move was knight e4. But after rook f d8, which is a human move, attacking the queen, and then white decided to do another big blunder, queen b3. And this is where the position just gets beautiful. You know what I mean? It just gets where everything just falls in place for the black pieces. All the coordination is happening on the black pieces. Let's go over our evaluation board right quick. In black's position, we got this knight right here. We got this knight right here. We got this bishop on f4. We got this queen and bishop battery going towards the g2 square. We got this rook on the d file. And yes, we got the rook on a8 that's not doing nothing. But if you look at all these pieces on the b file and a file, that's a good signal that white isn't doing nothing either. And they're only fighting with this rook and bishop. That should give you a good warning. Hey, maybe I should attack their king since I have more pieces activated than my opponent. So we definitely have more development. Didn't have to sacrifice any material, gladly enough. And actually, let me use this red one because, you know, red is one of my favorite colors. And so we definitely have more space, even though the plus was already there. We definitely have center control, and we have all this stuff without even giving away any pieces. So yeah, we're winning. This was no risk at all whatsoever. We're just capitalizing on white's mistakes here. And you're going to see in a minute how we have better king safety in this position. But what's the best move for black here? What is the best move after queen going to b3? Well, since we have the signal that all of white's pieces is on the b file and a file, then we can go to knight g4, attacking the king side, attacking the white's king. What is this attacking? Well, if you look at this knight, it's attacking this h2 square, and this bishop is attacking this h2 square. So what's the best move for white to do? Make more weaknesses by doing moves like h3, which is the worst move ever. They're saying that, you know, it's the weird thing about being on defense. Not a lot of people can play on a defense, and a lot of people are more likely to mess up defense than to mess up offense. And so here's the thing. After h3 happened, we got rook d3. Crazy move. How does this move even work? What move did black find for rook d3 to even work? Well, let's get into the variations right quick because this is about to get hectic. So let's get into it right quick. After queen takes d3, which wasn't played because of this tactic, we got bishop h2, king h1, knight takes f2, forking the king and the queen, and we get a free queen. So this rook cannot pick up my pieces. I should have never dropped it. This rook cannot be taken by the queen on b3. So what are we to do? Well, we're just going to have to move the queen to a spot where it's not being attacked by the rook. And so after rook d3, queen takes b6, trying to trade the queens. Like, you're basically asking black, please, let's just trade queens. I don't want to be in this attack position anymore. And if we just trade queens, which we're not supposed to do if we're attacking our opponent, then maybe, just maybe, I can get a winning position or just a draw, because I'm already in a lost position. That would be a win for me if I can get a draw from this position. But no, black kept on with the attack by doing rook captures on h3. What is black's problem? Like, for real, what is Smyslov's problem? I know he must be feeling that. I would be feeling that in this position. Why do you keep on doing good moves that I can't handle? What if I just capture this queen? Like, what's the big purpose? What's the big problem with just trading the queens right now? Well, after this queen is being traded, you got to recognize this defense. This queen moving from b6 to c6 gets off this a7 to f2 diagonal. So this queen would not be protecting this f2 pawn anymore. So now we got bishop h2, king h1, checkmate. Weird checkmate, I know, but it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. Let's go back to this position. This queen cannot capture this queen. What white decided to do in this position is bishop d4. After bishop d4, bishop h2, check, king h1, bishop captures on e5. Check, discovered a discovered check, right? Do you see this? The rook is attacking this king on h1, and this pawn can capture this rook on h3 because of this pin on the diagonal from the queen. And now white is in a predicament, and white decides to resign in this position from these moves that is about to happen, because white is forced to do king g1, and we're not just gonna take the bishop on d4, but we're gonna check the king on g1 again. And after king h1, we're going to attack the queen on bishop c7. We're going to attack this queen on b6 with the check. So we're doing a discovered check, half a windmill tactic, because we're attacking the queen, we're attacking the king. The king has to move, and we're going to capture the queen with our bishop, and black is in a winning position. So please do not lose like this. This is horrible. All of black's position, except for this rook, did all this work. We got these two bishops just targeting this king. This king had no hope at all. We had this knight on g4. This rook came in out of nowhere from rook f8 to d8 to d3, capturing the h3 pawn. There is no hope for black, and don't play like this. This is horrible. Don't ruin your middle game doing these moves that don't have any purpose at all. I would be laughing at you because I'm h1.